Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with Game 2 for you. Cognitive versus Enemy Esports. Cognitive took Game 1 and broke their defeated streak.
Their defeated streak.
Streak.
Both teams were 0-6. Cog finally managing to win a game. They're going to be sitting at 1-6. Enemy at 0-7. And I talked about this earlier on before the first game started. Is that whichever team wins, they need to 2-0. If they trade out, it's the worst possible outcome for both teams.
Well, let's find out. We should be moving to picks and bans momentarily to see exactly how this one's going to play out. There you are on your screens right now. Enemy up against Cognitive. Cognitive will be the blue team, the order side, and they will be the ones with the first pick.
Yes, and another thing to remind players or viewers just coming in, it is not Meerkat this game. It is Scary D subbing in, and he's the solo laner for this game.
And
so
Scary D, we can talk about him a little bit. He's subbed in this game, and it appears like it's the day of the subs, right? Because everybody I've seen so far, they've played fantastically in the sub role.
It's the week of the subs as well, as tomorrow we're going to be having Aurora being subbed out as well for Eager, but it's Enemy versus Cog. Cog managing to find their first win. Bans have been identical so far.
Yeah, and the last ban, I believe, last time around was... I can't remember who it was. Who was that last ban?
It was Jablonke.
It was Jablonke that was banned last time round. What are they going to do? This one is the question. And will they need Neath up this game?
No, they don't. They recognized how impactful Whirlwind was in Game 1 and really how strong the poke and sustain was against the Apush. I think Enemy still likes Apush. I think they're likely to draft it. I hope they don't get scared because they lost early, but that is a very aggressive mid laner picked up for Cog.
It's very aggressive, and it can have some bad matchups against it in the jungle as well. I mean, across the way though, Enemy's going to lock in Gab straight away here. Once again, it looks like they're looking for the safe option there. Not going to do anything too... Actually, no, it was Mighty Pocket on that team, isn't it? So it's going to be Geb and Ymir, so that's probably going to be Ymir jungle.
Yeah, double Guardian. It could also go to the solo lane, but Awesome to the Max normally likes to play these warriors, these hard carries, a very similar playstyle to Divios, I would say. And Divios plays Guardians occasionally, but not really Ymirs. Those are more control-oriented players. You see Anatoly play it a lot.
Well, back over now to the boys of Cognitive Gaming. They've got 2 picks to make. Ares going to be locked in as well. Makes sense up against Gab, but against the Ymir, it's not as strong as you may think. Ymir very good with the walls to cause issues and the freeze as well to stop you being able to chase down with the chains and the Syrian flesh. And then obviously he's got the ultimate to just disengage from the no escape.
One thing important about Ares chains is that you can stack them up, right?
That's
you hit one and you can hit another. But Ymir freeze actually... it lasts long enough that you can't hit another chain. So if you're only getting one chain on Ares, you're not doing a lot of damage. You need to hit 2 or 3 to really get the full effect.
Well, they do pick up Bellona, do Cognitive Gaming this time. I'm going to take the page out of Enemy's book and be like, listen, this is how you play Bellona in the jungle, boys. They're going to try and show that one off for themselves, picking that one up. But Medusa has been locked in now for Enemy. We've seen some of Medusa. How are you feeling about her?
I think in general she's fine. She's a very strong laner, and more importantly, she's one of the better team fighters if she can hit her ultimate. What's important about her ultimate, though, is you need to hit it in the middle of the team fight. You can't hit it at the start because people are going to expect it. You have to hit it in the chaos when people aren't ready, when beads are already popped, and you can't hit it at the end because people are also going to look away. It's important to hold that for the middle of the team fight when it's too chaotic for people to really look away.
Well, Enemy has banned away Jablonke. It's over to Cognitive Game for their final ban of this game 2. They're up 1-0 right now against Enemy. They're looking for the 2-0. As you said, it's very important. They're going to take away Poseidon. Not a surprise. I mean, Isis versus Poseidon, it's pretty much just a farm fest for the most part. You can go either way.
And that's probably a god they don't want to have picked their Ares. They don't want their Ares to just die from the Kraken before no escape gets off. They'd much rather play into Jerby's, really Janus or Agni.
Well, Alposh is still available as well. He played it last time too. Will he play it again this time round? We'll find out. Because at the moment, it is Enemy's pick once again. Having a good think about this one. Where it's going to be? It is going to be like Janus, you called it. He's played it quite a lot this season so far.
Yeah, and he's done very well. And Nemesis picked up, and I really like Nemesis right now in the current meta, especially against these 2 Guardians that Enemy has drafted. It's very hard to get her rolling, but it's not hard to get her rolling if she has an Isis and a Bellona to pair with it.
But where's she going? Does that mean Bellona's going to be solo in this game?
I think it's going to be a solo Bellona, or excuse me, a solo Nemesis. Okay. Much like Zayla. Zayla really showed the options for that character, and Bellona I just think is too good in the jungle to put her in the solo.
Well, it also means that Nemesis should get on land a little bit quicker, a little bit more farm, which is what you need for that amortization and the levels too. So Apollo was locked in alongside that for Cognitive Gaming, and finally we do see Enemy lock in that tier as the final pick for themselves. So a very tanky composition with just the Janus and the Medusa on the back line. I mean, I'm quite pleased with how they're actually looking on paper. Medusa, Janus with the mobility. Medusa not too bad on mobility either because of a passive.
One thing I do want to note, though, is that enemies' carries aren't hard carries that you typically see in a 3 frontline setup. You normally like the Rom or the Jablanque, the ones that are going to be critting for either 1000 in Jablanque or the Rom who has the attack speed steroid or the Apollo. Medusa is strong, but not as strong as these other hunters when it comes to these late game engagements. Her steroid, you get 3 autos. Other hunters, you get as many autos as you want in the time limit.
Well, a little bit of an invade potentially coming out from Cognitive Gaming here. This picking themselves up on the left-hand side, maybe looking for a rotation from the Geb. Mighty Pocket to come around and look for a ward, but he's not going to be there. Maybe they'll look for a late invade, potentially at the moment. We're just covering their options. One thing I do like, though, Adonis, is that we've seen Watcher's Gift again. This is something that we don't really see in EU, in my opinion.
And
it's
it
generally
picks it up a
Vanguards.
lot.
But we go Vanguards again. When it's an Ares lane, you're Vanguard on Ares and you're Vanguard on the either your Geb, you're Vanguard.
The supports in the lanes feel comfortable, I think, is the primary thing, and they don't want to risk getting behind early, because if you don't have Watchers, you will fall behind in gold if you die. If you have Watchers, you can at least catch up if you die, and it is going to be an invade. It's something to note is Scary D is going to be solo Bellona, so it's jungle Nemesis.
That's correct indeed, and now we're going to see this invade coming out hurry. There is a deep ward here from enemy, so they know this is up. So what are enemy going to do in response? Well, they're going to head to those back harpies here, probably start those instead, and this is a good call from them. They're still waiting on this ward to invade onto the red buff, and guess what, boys? It's still alive.
This is how they got first blood against TSM, but this time they're not going to elect to engage. This happened against them, against TSM exactly. Jerby was playing Janus as well. They were able to pick Ionic, but this time they don't want to be aggressive.
Hurrywin might get it caught out of position here. He was a little bit late on the leaving there. Gets a bit more poke to himself as well. Hurrywin did only start at the beginning of this game with 1 health potion. He's just had to pop that already, and Jerby might find him again in the jungle.
Hurrywin's
going to find the unstable vortex. Some in-hands need to connect there just for a little bit more poke, and he's actually going to use the Wingus to get away and continue farming the creeps.
Yeah, but Hurrywin took a ton of damage there. Jerby's likely to be aggressive. If he's able to hit his combo early on, he should set up for a lot, but Bickham has already rotated into this lane.
Yeah, but so Flying could actually go aggressive onto Hurrywin here. They don't know. Level 1 at the moment. He'll hit level 2 just in time. Unstable vortex did not connect, but Flying not going to go aggressive. They're going to eat a Spirit Ball instead. He had the potential to go for the all-in.
I mean, you look how much damage he took there, though. If he was also tanking archers and melee, he might have fallen. And I think importantly there is that Jerby used Unstable Vortex before he walked up, so there wouldn't have been combo damage to finish off Hurrywin. I think that should have been all right, Jerby, hold your ability, then let's go in. But once that Unstable Vortex came out, they lost a lot of that kill potential.
Well, Cognitive Gaming now get themselves a small little lead at the start of the game due to that red buff invade at the beginning. They've managed to clean up their own jungle as well, which has helped Bickham get a little bit further ahead of himself as well, just because he managed to get the red buff too.
Yep, and early rotation, he's splitting a lot of camps. When you're able to get those multi-camps off of steals, you just get so much ahead of the enemy mids.
That was really good work from him onto Simpson Max. It's not something to write home to mum about because of the fact that he's just going to sustain it back up. But that was really, really nice poke damage and good combinations from him. Playing now in the mid lane though, and Jerby looking to farm up. Jerby doesn't get hit by that Spirit Ball there. They're going to get pushed in one more time. Back copies are available for Cognitive. They're just going to probably rotate for those momentarily.
There's those chains coming out. Geb's just going to shield himself, and there's the you saw that, right? Just one chain out isn't going to be a lot of damage. Geb's able to shield it. He's going to play Watchers. As long as Homie FA isn't hitting multiple chains, it's a much safer thing to go Watchers.
So what's enemy's game plan here? He's feeling like it's mid-game. Get to mid-game, get to late game, because we're looking for cooldown reduction on Jerby right on this Janus, and we're looking for Nemesis to get online, and the tanks to be tanky.
Yeah, and I think they're going to be looking to fight at these mid-camps. They have a wall. Here's the example of that, but a great silence.
Such a big silence there coming out from Hurrywin, denying the Frost Breath coming out from Flying in the jungle as well, just before these mid-harpies do spawn. With 15 seconds out, rotation is beginning, and actually we can see across the way Homie FA is waiting in the jungle for the rotation from Mighty Pocket. They might look for a pick if he's not careful about his pathing, and wisely so. Mighty Pocket goes the safe way here.
Yeah, and it's going to be a dual lane split coming over on the left camps, and
engagement coming out. There's a big attempt with Scary D going in with the Eagles rally. The explosion comes out from Flying on Nah. He's looking for the enhances Scary D to bring him down, but the wall's going to buy him a second. The shield over the wall comes out from Mighty Pocket too. He does eventually go down, and now with the support of his team, he can look for Awesome to the Max, who's in trouble too, who's trying to juke the enhance, get a heal off, but not going to heal enough for Scary D. No escape comes out as well, and Mighty Pocket's going to fall to the waist, guys. So Scary D gets himself a triple kill. The substitute.
I'm sorry, is that a sub?
That's a sub.
Are you sure?
It's the weakest.
Snipe comes out from Whirlwind. How much health does he have? Click on him.
17 health. I can see the lowest part of that as well. Whirlwind does survive. Jerby did find the snipe. Ultimate's at the ready, but 3-0 to Cognitive Gaming. And yes, the sub got 3 kills at the start of this game.
That's important. 1,500 gold lead coming out from Cog. 1,800 in experience, and really we're gonna see that on Scary D. He's 2 levels above his counterpart off that triple kill, and such a huge thing. And look at how aggressive his build is. This is gonna help him even more. He's got Ickful online. He went Death's Toll early. Now he has boots. It's gonna be very hard for Awesome to the Max to fight into him.
Well, he's going for the reinforced hammer anyway, so he should be pretty safe in this lane. Even though he's got that penetration already, I don't see him actually killing Awesome to the Max. But I mean, would you really want those kills on Scary D on this Bellona, or would you rather have them on Bickham?
I think he's going to be able to solo him out. I think he's more. He won't be able to solo him out, but what he's going to be able to do is he's going to be able to force Lawbringer out, which I think is more important. And Scary D keeping up the aggression, as we can see. Jungle buffs coming up, and it looks like Cog are just going to farm their own. Not going to look to invade this time around.
Not for the time being as well. Ymir, though, in the jungle for flying on now. 0-1 now after dying in that engagement. Has gone for the chooser focus. No blink online yet, which you generally see on these jungle Ymirs looking for the
even before their plays.
Even before the boots. Yeah, generally it's not like boots 2 into the blink more than likely.
Yeah, because really it's very hard to catch up to people. One chain, 2 chains, 3 chains.
Not going to go any further than that. Did have his ultimate, but you know, this is not worth trying to go any more aggressive. Bit of poke damage coming out from OMEFA, showing that he can land those chains.
We're gonna see. Looks like okay. I thought they were gonna zone, and they are a little bit here, and Vedium hasn't really been able to get much going. You see them just trying to split XP.
Now. At the moment, you can see Bickham trying to go on and take that one away, but Ymir's going to be there. Along with Jerby, they're going to see the purple buff being done, and we may see an engagement here as we do also see Horrywind rotating around. Watch for the Spirit Ball. There it is. It does go with Horrywind to deny the freeze one more time, and Horrywind is looking for this counter flying on. Will find it. The through space and time does connect, but Vetium is trying to bring down Homifay, but he's also getting hit down as well. 1-for-1 trade there as Jerby picked up that kill. Spirit Ball does not connect from Horrywind as Famous Hate is still working on Mighty Pocket. Jerby, though, hunting the kill for Bickham.
He's not going to find it. Matty Pocket going to roll out as well, and they're going to just have a general disengage. 2-for-1 in Cog's favor. An important thing to note there is, like I said at the beginning, enemy doesn't have hard carries that are going to instant burst early or really instant burst at all that game. You saw Vedium hit 2 people, stunned 2 people in his ultimate, but no one could follow up. They just didn't have that instant burst. A ton of unstable vortexes coming out, but it's just not enough at that point.
Well, it's 5-1 now to Cognitive Gaming. Golfury still standing for the time being. Doom up online for Jerby, though. He's up to 18 stacks there so far. 1-0-0 at level 8, so he's still even in this mid lane at the moment, even though he's a little bit, he's only 200 gold behind, considering, you know, we've seen Horrywind involved in every kill.
Yeah, and, you know, you see Janus, once again, he's going this Doom Orb start, where typically we see a lot of players max CDR, and Jerby will go into max CDR after this,
the Doom Orb.
But I do like it. He needs more damage early on to help get his team rolling.
Well, he's one of the biggest magical damage dealers, but HomieFA comes in looking for the chains, does not find it, just going to burn the flesh of the snake on his backside, so Vedium just disengages for now, but once again, Cognitive looking for picks in the jungle, gonna land that Spirit Ball at max range. The shield comes out from Matty Pockets. There's no more follow-up for now, but Cognitive, they're getting aggressive consistently.
Yeah. It's a very similar game so far to game 1. It's don't really be super aggressive. Find a pick or 2 early, but then take advantage of it once players' buffs are up. Find people rotating, pick them off, and force Gold Furies. And that's what they're trying to do. They're not just trying to kill people. They're trying to kill people so they can take the Gold Fury. And Famous Hate.
Yeah, he's losing a bit of a trade there. He's Vedium 2 Famous Hate there with that So Beautiful connecting. Not going to follow up anymore just in case there is rotations in from the boys of Enemy. And he's a little bit low on mana for that. But the team of Cognitive realizing he's low here. It looks like they're going to start this Gold Fury up.
Yeah, but Vedium does have his ult. He is going to make an impact, but they're still looking for kills. They don't want to do this free-handed, and a lot of poke coming out from Whirlwind.
Oh, Homifay, it's going deep there, but gets frozen before he can get the no escape off, and he's actually going to be flying on. Evaporates once again through space and time. Is used from Jerby, but it doesn't do much damage. They need to go aggressive if they're going to go for this, or they have to go up the Gold Fury. Awesome to the Max is on the way over with this tier, as the boys of Cognitive are hunting for more kills, and Matty Pocket is surrounded by 3 members, and evaporated in the end by Horrywind, and still the chains are coming out from Horrywind. From HomieFA, as they now go for the Gold Fury.
I think they have a good comp to stop this if Awesome to the Max can find multiple people, but Heroin is on point this series.
Lawbringer comes over the top. Enemy Esports get the Gold Fury. The Unstable Vortex from Jerby secures one onto Famous Hate. He's looking for Hurrywind, who's trying to backpedal away at the moment. Spirit Ball to the back, well, not to the back, to the front of his face, but Unstable Vortex after the threshold will do the extra little bit of damage. Jerby gets himself a double, but Cog get the Gold Fury.
That was unfortunate for Enemy because Enemy, I think, had a very, very strong fight there, and they proved it. They got the Fearless, they got Vedium's ult, and they got Jerby hitting multiple Unstable Vortexes into the team. That was the fight they wanted.
That was my bad. I'm sorry, Gold Fury for Cognitive. It was actually Enemy that got the Gold Fury.
Oh, did they steal? Oh, they stole it.
That's my bad. I apologize, Chad. I did not actually see that until the very last moment. But yeah, they managed to steal that because of the portal coming out from Jerby. That was a really good individual play then.
Yeah, and Herwin there.
Portal stopped it.
Okay, well, I mean, Herwin played that. I'm going to go back. Herwin has been playing fantastically. Great silence, great stun to make sure Awesome to the Max couldn't get in there at the start of it. But right after that, we did see Enemy come up with the steal and 2 kills.
Surprised they managed to get that steal off. I didn't even recognize it until our boy Adonis. Oh wait, you're not on camera work anymore, are you?
No, I'm not.
Who is it?
It's Clumsy D. It's Scary D's brother.
Scary D's brother. Wow.
Yeah, they're brothers.
Small world. And we can see who's the better one because he can't even do camera work well. At least one of them can play well, right? 7-3 though, our Cognitive Gaming, they are up at the moment. However, the gold is relatively even because of that steal from Enemy Esports. All the hard work is done. Scary D being aggressed on here with the freeze as well. And now he's trying to just whack away to get himself out of trouble. Does have the Eagles rally. He's waiting patiently for it. Why hasn't he used it yet? He's going to use it late, but there's a Lawbringer. We are the law. And the Glacial Strike actually is going to be the kill for Flying Under.
Yeah, but they forced 2. I'm very surprised at that. It took him a while to use Eagles Rally, but Bickham going to look for a return kill. Blink in by Flying Arnaud, going to get a great freeze. I don't think they're going to be able to turn it on Bickham, though.
It won't turn anymore as they did invade on the left-hand side. Left Harpies do go down to Cognitive Gaming again, starting to try and rebuild their lead one more time that they built up so well during the first 9 minutes.
Yeah, and Enemy, though, they're going to start to be able to fight equally, and you see that happening. They're not scared. They're not playing scared. They're not playing behind. Vedium going to dash in, but he's going to get out-traded here.
Poison, the shield comes up as well from Matty Pocket. Realizes he has to disengage with the moves as well. No support coming, but the right-hand side, Homie FA lands 3 chains on top to the max. Get over here, Sunshine. You're in a world of pain, and Hurrywind secures that kill. Good freeze from Flying Arnaud, but he's not got any more follow-up than that Glacial Strike.
Yeah, and really Flying Arnaud has been hitting these 2- and 3-man freezes all the time. No one to capitalize it on in there, but keeping his team in the game with fantastic team fighting power. Janus used that ult to try and get across, but thought better of it after really Tier got picked, and he's just going to farm up and really try and close the gap here.
So Hearty can nearly finish off here for Apollo in terms of stacks. 47 stacks online for him. Across the way, we can see that Vedium has died that one time as well, so he's currently at 33 stacks, but has that Assy finished. Assy or Boots, Adonis? What's the difference? Why are we looking at that?
So Famous Hate is going to be hitting harder. He has full stacked Heartseeker, he has the Death Toll, and he has Boots. He's not worried about trading because he knows when he fights, he is full committing, and we saw it there. He wanted to full commit against Vedium in that fight, but Geb actually baited him. He waited around the corner, got the shield, and you saw once he realized that it was going to be an extended engagement, he has to back off. Vedium is going to lose in a one-on-one, but if they are constantly poking each other, that Aussie is going to help him.
Well, let's see how this one plays out. There's a moment you can see Homie FA just chilling in the middle. I like the way he stands still, like he's almost DC'd. Freeze comes out from Flying Arnaud, not going to connect with Scary D this time round, though. No over-aggression there, but a nice fearless combo once again from Austin to the max. Gives him a tower shot, but it is a Bellona, and she'll just disengage quite happily because her boy, Homie FA, was in the area if required.
Yeah, Scary D keeps trying to 2v1. He could have took another spill there if Ymir had stayed, but Flyin actually thought Scary D was going to back off. You're like, okay, he's going to back off. Let me go to the jungle. And then Scary D keeps fighting.
I mean, when you're a substitute in these situations as well, you're looking to try and make a name for yourself.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Make teams know hey, I can play at this level. I can play with these guys. I can be a team player. And Scary D is doing a great job today of showing off that he can do work. 3-1-2 this game. Last game, his Sobek didn't have any issues whatsoever. He's currently top damage for Cognitive as well. I mean, obviously, Enemy doing a better job in the damage charts, but Cognitive Gaming are the ones that are currently marginally in the lead.
Yep. I mean, that Gold Fury steal, though, really closed it. Since then, Cog hasn't really took advantage of their lead. They're giving a lot more respect to Enemy. You can see that. They're not being as aggressive because Enemy is equal to them by all matters of the game right now.
Well, at the moment, you see the Scary D trading out once again with Awesome to the max. Nothing too exciting to write home about there, but the mid Harpies are due up in about a minute's time on the left. One's right, one's about a minute and a half's time. Gold Fury 2 to spawn in about 20 seconds as well, so war coverage should be focused on by these two teams right now.
Yep, and look at this build, though, by Scary D. It's so aggressive. Typically, we're going to see one offensive item into one defensive, especially in the solo lane, but Scary D wants to fight. You see, he built that Ickful, and now he's already going into Executioner.
What do you feel about his Ninja Tabby as well? Because like normally Warrior Tabby is what you do for the power spike.
For the abilities, but
he's
really,
going for the in-hand build here.
Yeah, he's going for the in-hand build. He wants to get a lot of damage off. He knows that once Tyr uses his abilities, he's going to win the auto attack battle.
Well, he is going to be up against a Tyr. He's going to be up close all the time. Ymir is going to be up close as well.
Yes.
So he's going to be able to get those in-hands off quite regularly in these engagements.
One thing, too, is because he's not building defensive, he's going to take a lot of poke. So this extra attack speed is going to augment Scourge. He's going to be healing more because his attack speed is going to be higher.
Scourge? What was that? Scourge.
Scourge.
Scourge. There we go. We'll teach you English. We'll get there.
I'm one step at a time.
One step at a time.
One step at a time.
So we're going to teach the cast first. Is that what the first lesson is? Or is it English? Pick one.
It's, I think...
Pick one.
Let's go with casting. Let's stick with casting.
Okay. Harpies on the right-hand side are currently available for Flying on to bring down for himself and Jerby. They'll pick those up as we're following Horrywind at the moment, who just cleared that ward at the Golf. He goes back to mid to continue farming it. 14 minutes in this game. Cognitive were up and in very good control of this game if you were just tuning in. But enemy Esports did come back into it after a Golf Fury steal that even we messed up on.
Yep, and we are starting to see the utility items come out here. And look at that damage. That's just the damage that Scary D is going to take. And he's going to have to heal up with these auto attacks, and he's going for the tower, so he's just going to trade that out and take the damage. And now look at it. He's able to actually trade out with Awesome to the backs, but now the cooldowns are up.
Well, the cooldowns are up, and the disengagement once again, Scary just like throwing out the Scourge again. But now he's going to have to use the Eagles rally. He's going to go for the play, but the Lordbringer comes out, doesn't go for the aggression, does Awesome to the max. He respects it and disengages.
Yep, he knows that once his abilities are down, and we see that Scourge?
Scourge, that's
Scourge.
right.
Once we see that Scourge out,
good boy.
Yeah, it starts healing up.
Yes.
And he can't outtrade it.
15 minutes in, Golf Fury still standing for the second time. Sentry Ward fight continues, but Flying on comes around the corner. He's a Spirit Ball to the face. Nice shield coming out from Matty Pocket just to get by himself a little bit more health here.
I want a hit rate on Horrywind Spirit Balls this game. I want to know, because I've seen him miss one, maybe.
And his silence has been good too, to just stop Flying on from getting those freezes off sometimes as well, which has really helped out his team. And they were caught out of position a couple of times.
Now we just really see a slow down game. I think it's going to start to pick up the pace, though, as we see Homie FA starting to be aggressive here. Bickham as well. They want to pick Ymir. They want to get that pick. They want to go for gold.
Well, it's mainly for the Geb as well. They can catch Geb on a rotation as well. Like Geb or Ymir, then they can start looking for a play here. They've got Golf Fury control here right now with the ward coverage and with that Wing Blade online on that Ymir. Is that going to help him out against the slows from basically Ares and everybody pretty much?
It's going to help him out against this Nemesis. Once he gets ulted, he's going to have that proc, and he's going to not get slowed, able to keep up the fight. Let's see who they go on,
though. The blink from Homie FA does go off, and the chains land on some Matty Pocket, but Flying on did blink in as well with the freeze. With the explosion from Horrywind, Circle of Protection does work. Bickham annihilates Matty Pocket as well, doing what Nemesis does best at this stage of the game. Scary D is here as well with the Scourge to bring down Awesome to the max, and now it's Venium and Jerby trying to survive, and just Jerby left standing. Unstable Vortex comes out, but not enough to survive. A deicide for Cognitive Gaming, and this looks like a Fire Giant call, Adonis.
It looks like they're going to head over to that famous hate. He's got enough damage. He has Aussie online.
Risky?
Additionally, I don't think so. It's a deicide, and more importantly,
but Matty Pocket's going to be back up in a second.
Jerby used his ult. I don't think Matty Pocket's going to get there in time. I don't even think
got the damage
Matty
at 16
Pocket,
minutes. Have
Matty
they got the
Pocket
damage?
Doesn't even know this is going on.
Have they got the damage? That's my concern right now, but it looks like you're right. It's 60%, and Matty Pocket is not on his way over. Cognitive Gaming misstepped and gave away the Golf Fury to enemy Esports, but the next one they chose to get themselves a deicide and rotate, pick themselves up a Fire Giant, and this game is looking good for Cognitive right now.
So the power of Cog's team fight is so important. You saw that Eagles rally. You saw that Circle of Protection. You can't fight into that. That's a ton of damage reduction, a ton of protections, and even though enemy hit them with everything they had, it's not like they missed abilities. They hit their abilities, but it only did about 25% of Cognitive Gaming's health. They were fighting into this mass damage reduction and protections.
A nice experience lead now developed, and that gold was up to just under 4,000. The Golf Fury is still standing, and Cognitive Gaming could pretty much walk over here and fight this. Do you expect to see enemy contest this one?
It's not worth the risk, especially when they already know that enemy is going to look to siege. Enemy's not going to back and spin this gold. They know that. They know that Cog is not going to back and spin this gold. They're going to get it. They all just backed fresh with Fire Giant. They're going to push up. Losing that gold means nothing to them right now.
So what we're looking for from Cognitive Gaming? We're taking all the towers out. Is that the game plan? Push down left. We go Phoenix? We don't go Phoenix.
Don't don't risk. You could if you can get some kills after your towers or during your tower siege, but I think you focus on the towers for now, get the safe secured gold, back without Fire Giant, spend the 3k you get, and then really be aggressive.
Well, 4-1 split at the moment. hi-rez staying in the mid lane at the moment, keeping people busy there as the rest of his team siege up this tier 2 town on the left hand side. Blink of Remorse into max into the Fearless Combat does work into a freeze as well. The Glacial Strike following up. The wall is fantastic from Flying on North, but can they actually secure it? Kill the circle of protection, keeping everybody alive, and actually it's Money Pocket that goes down, and Cognitive are all still standing.
Once again, a fantastic fight from enemy Esports, but fighting into that Eagles rally, fighting that circle protection, there's nothing you can do.
There's no escape. Three-man Spirit Ball combines together for hi-rez to get a double, and Famous Hate to bring down Flying on North.
All right, now you do Phoenix.
Is it okay now?
This is okay to do Phoenix. Jeremy doesn't have the burst. The only one he can kill is Scary D, and Scary D's...
Are they going to end? Risky.
It could, but it's...
There's a lot of... There's still 2 towers up in the mid lane as well. They've got a bit longer on the respawn. Geb is coming up. They're going to have to disengage for the time being. They're going to give this one up. They could have potentially taken another tower there. Instead, they went for the aggression, and now Jerby and Matty Pocket are going to give chase.
Yeah, they want to keep up the aggression, and I think this is right. They don't need to go full-on dive, but poking them out, getting some damage off, and making sure they don't get that extra tier 1 tower, but it's not going to be enough. Ult coming through.
Free space attack does connect onto Scary D as he just walked through. It's not enough to do enough damage, though. He does have Doom Mob, though, but it's still not enough yet. He just needs the pen.
Yeah, but he has max pin. That he realizes he's not going to need that through space and time anytime soon. He was just looking for damage, maybe poke someone out, maybe find them in the end there. It wasn't going to be enough. Look at this golden hand, though. 1,600 plus for everyone.
And that's why they're all heading back to base. hi-rez 2,500 golden hand there. What will he go back and pick himself up? He's already got that Warlock Slash finished. Going to finish off that Chronos Pendant is the main aim for him as well, and complete that Blink into a combat Blink as well. So keep an eye on that being used for defense or even offense, as we like to see with some of these combat Blinks of Dennis.
I think we're going to see it mostly defensive. That's what we really see in North America. The only one that I can recall who has ever been super aggressive combat Blink was Sayo.
And Prime. Pretty Prime does it.
Pretty Prime, okay. But it was... Sayo was always... It was purely aggressive. Well, like at that point, just get regular Blink, though.
The Fire Giant buff is still online for the members of Cognitive Gaming, and also Specs a little bit overextended here. The burst damage was insane there as Bickham did use the ultimate combined with Scary D as well, and that was with a Runeforged hammer.
But I mean, that's all he has, right? He had that Runeforged, we were talking about it, pre-10 minutes. It's 10 minutes later, and that's still the only defensive item he's got. That shows how dire it is for enemy. They haven't been able to find that farm in the past 10 minutes to stay relevant.
Well, Cognitive Gaming came into this not winning a single game in the SPL this season so far. Enemy Esports the same, and right now Cognitive Gaming are looking at getting themselves their first 2 wins here. And you said this was really important for one of these teams to take both and not just like go 1-1 this time.
Yeah, see, now if Cog wins this, which it seems like they will, they're going to have a much better time avoiding relegations. Legion of Carrots is only 1 game up.
Blink
Here's another good fight.
With the Cataclysm, the freeze as well, but the circle protection's down again. Explosion destroys Mighty Pocket. Jeremy does get a return kill, but Bickham brings down another tank, and now Scary D is getting to the backline. Venium having to get away with the lacerate. Spirit Ball not going to connect, and Austin to the max. He's trying to zone out hi-rez, but it's 2 kills for 0. Sorry, 2 kills for 1. In favor of Cog.
It's just unfortunate. And we're actually still see aggression. Bickham, he's going to turn on Austin to the max. Awesome going to Lawbringer out. But it looks like Cog don't want to give up. They're just standing at their Phoenix Edge.
Well, the Fire Gent has run out. The buff is offline at the moment. It's another 15 seconds until it respawns. You can see Cognitive Gaming going to go back to base and get themselves in position.
Yeah, and really, look at this defense. I mean, enemy can't contest it. How long until Janus ult is up? Because that's going to be important for this next fight.
It's about 10 seconds time.
10 seconds.
So he will be available for it. They're going to also have Matty Pocket there with the Blink Cataclysm available for them. Do we see any... How many Hog 3s do they have? We've only got the 1 Hog 3 online for Homie FA, so it's going to be very important for them to try and steal this one away. They have to fight this, right?
They have to fight this. I mean, here's the thing, though. The past 3 fights from enemy, I think, have been perfectly executed. They've been perfectly, but it's that circle protection, and it's very hard for them to fight into it. I don't think anyone has a shell on their team yet, but if Scary D also gets a shell, what are they going to do at that point?
Well, we'll see.
Oh, no, he picked up Sprint 3, that's right.
Picks up Sprint, he's not going to be able to get anything else there, but the Fire Giant is being sieged in a second by Cognitive. They just set themselves up, wait for their teammates to arrive.
They're going to find a pick, I think.
Is the reinforcements, and they're looking for a pick at the same time. Probably Win's going to be on zone in duty here to keep them busy. Going to have the Silence of Spirit Ball ready. There's the Spirit Ball to hit 2. Those 2 aren't going to use Blink for a few seconds. Geb, though, Matty Pocket's going to get hit over the wall, and that's the Fire Giant going to Cognitive Gaming, and Scary D wants some more action. Gonna go in deep here as well. The Shockwave was good, and the Cataclysm was good from Matty Pocket, but he's still gonna go down by the looks of it. Shield saves his life for now. The Winger's chasing him down. He's gonna go down to the in-hand to hurry when Famous Hate brings down No. Venium's trying to do what he can, but he gets annihilated by Scary D, and Jeremy can only bravely run away.
Homie FA is going to be on Awesome to the Max. Lawbringer is available here, but he's taking so much poke from
the
Aries
ball!
alone. Come on back, man.
Moly, Homie FA just
Awesome to the Max, like, I'm sorry, please.
chilling in the back.
They're
Hi
giving
guys,
it to Homie.
how you doing?
All right, he healed up. They had to give it to someone else.
Yep.
That's going to be Fire Giant. That's going to be 2 Phoenixes down. Only Jerby alive, and Famous Hate is looking to end with Scary D.
44% on the Titan right now. Cognitive Gaming have done fantastic for themselves today. They get themselves their first 2 wins inside the SPL up against Enemy Esports and solidify Enemy Esports being the bottom team in North America.
Yeah, and it was a very one-sided affair, too. Even though Enemy looked fantastic in their team fights, they weren't able to get it going early, I would say, which is really the most critical point.
I mean, I believe it's like Bickham got him in line as well. Scary D got those triple kill very, very early on, and that triple kill accelerated him to a late game standpoint as well. So the Eagles rally plus the circle of protection, the amount of protections they had was insane.
Yeah, I mean, 2 things here. Normally, I see Meerkat as really the one playing fantastically, but this time it was her. With Meerkat gone, Hurwin showed up to play. This is the best series I've ever seen from him, and it wasn't like, I don't think Enemy lost very one-sided, but I don't think it was crushing. I think they looked good at points.
I don't think it was crushing either. They did look good at points, and they need to work on that going forward. First Blood, though, let's bring it to you right now. It should be on your screens momentarily, and we can follow it through with Scary D here. And I believe he gets a triple kill all in a row as well. I mean, it looks messy at the start here, and he doesn't look he's looking for the focus onto Ymir for the most part, but good wall, buys himself a second to fly on now, but he still goes down.
Yeah, and then that triple really propelled him. The only mistake, and Scary's D was very consistent, right? He didn't make any big plays. This triple, I mean, he got the triple, but this was more of a team fight where he just happened to get the last hits. No mistakes coming out from him except when he tried to 2v1 the Ymir tier. And then after that, though, great team fighting presence. He played a very solid game.
For a substitute, you can't ask for much better than that, really, can you? Especially in the solo lane as well, which is one of those volatile lanes where you can really fall behind.
Take a look at map control, though. It's very likely to be cog-sided once again, and it was actually 54%, so not as cog-sided as we thought. Mid-camps were only 52, so Enemy able to grab some.
I mean, let's be honest, this whole game came down to that first Goal Fury. I think this would have been over if Cognitive Gaming got that Goal Fury at the start of the game. It would have been just continued the grind that Cognitive had put on from the start. The early invade was good. Invasions, putting the pressure on. Didn't get picked for it, but that Goal Fury just turned it around again.
Yeah, and this game was played very intelligently by COG. You saw them in unison, really. They were all on Gold Fury. All right, Matty Pocket has walked up. Okay, Flying Arnaud has walked up. Everyone drop it. Don't even try for it anymore, except for the one time where they tried to commit too hard.
Yep.
And that was, Hurwin was able to stun them out, but then Jerby made a nice play, got his team in, and they were able to steal it. And no surprise, Hurwin player of the game. I think this is the best series I've seen from him.
Hurwin played fantastic. It reminds me of Season 1. Have a little look. Hey, Hurwin should be with us, actually. Are you there? Can you hear us?
I'm here.
Hey, how's it going? How did today go for you?
Today went pretty good for me. It's one of my better series. You know, we actually won. So.
Well, it makes a change, right? So how does it feel to win?
Feels good, man.
So you guys are now sitting at 2 wins. Legion's at 3. You're still in relegation zone at that 7th place mark. Do you think you are going to avoid relegations? You're not going to make land at this point, but can you avoid relegations? Do you think you can?
I think we're the strongest we've been, and I think that if we keep playing like we have been playing in these games and in our scrims, that we can easily avoid relegation.
So with Scary D as well, I mean, you know, Scary D came in this weekend, you put him in the solo lane, he's worked out really well for you. You also have Homie Faye moving to the support role. A lot of changes on your team at the moment, Hurwin, but he seems to be like growing your team as a whole.
Right. Well, you know, we're switching up positions, but we're all still used to playing with each other. We still have good synergy, and you know, as everyone gets more comfortable with their roles, we just get better.
Yeah, that's awesome. Who do you think is going to be your toughest matchup here in the last remaining weeks?
Probably TSM, maybe AFK.
Oh, you saw both. Really, you have both of them.
Like next week, they've got AFK. The week after that, they've got TSM as well. Yeah. So, you think they're going to be the top opposition? Hurwin? Do you reckon you're going to be able to take a game from them?
I think we can, actually. I think if we play our best and we pick well, we can easily take a game off of both.
Hey, you keep playing the way you guys did today, and you really will have a shot. Good luck in the rest of the tournament, though. We're going to leave you from there as well. But thank you so much for joining us today. Any shout-outs before you go?
Yeah, I want to give a shout-out to Scary D for subbing for us and practicing with us this week to make it possible.
Good lad.
And I also want to give a shout-out to, obviously, our sponsor, and David Fry, for being the best possible sponsor we can.
Oh,
big shout.
Good job. Nice to see you. Speak to you, Horrorwind. Good luck in the rest of the season. And with that, that's pretty much it from today, isn't it, Dennis?
I think that's it. All 3 games are completed. Only 1 day left, but let's take a look at Europe real quick.
Europe standings will be on your screens right now. We did see earlier on today the boys of Night's Watch did not manage to beat London Conspiracy, and that teleported them all the way up to 3rd position to London Conspiracy. And Suntouch made a big quote today saying that they're going to steal a spot away from Fnatic, who's going to be 4th. That's what he said.
See, here's the I said this yesterday as well, differently. I didn't think that LC would be there, but I think these top 4, even top 5 of EU, are all going to be within 1 to 2 games. I think it's that competitive.
Well, when you say that, look at NA, because NA's going to be on your screens right now, and I feel they're exactly the same situation this time around as well. The top 4, top 5 teams, very, very tight at the moment, I feel. Team Eager, 3-3, and I still think they have the opportunity. They've still got a game to play as well, haven't they, this week?
Yep, they have 1 game to play, and
up against AFK.
It's going to be hard for them. They're going to be playing with a new support player here, and another round of substitutes as we've really seen so far. And you could see that it's going to be hard for them.
Well, we're going to see upcoming stars up against Team Dignitas starting off your day tomorrow, followed by Fnatic up against Epsilon, which is the big boy EU game this week.
It's going to be huge.
It's going to be very big, especially with Fnatic coming away from losing some games that I've not expected them to do. You know, they've dropped a couple of games recently, and Epsilon haven't looked as solid as everyone expected them to. And finally, what do we round the day off with, Adonis?
It's going to be that AFK versus Eager. 3 really huge deciding matchups. Really for standings here coming out in the last day.
And there you go, guys. That's it from us at the SPL for Saturday tomorrow. Don't forget to tune in and watch it all over again. We'll be back with more action as we continue the rest of this week.